the dark part of self-improvement that nobody talks about is self-improvement can actually help you heal, and it can also help you hide. Hi, welcome and welcome back to my channel. In case you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Tosi. On here I do videos on self-improvement, self-development, and everything else. And in case you've been here before, you already know you are welcome back, Mariji. I'm so happy to have you here once again. So if you're an OG, you know that my channel is based 90% of the time based on self-improvement and self-development. And I was just reflecting lately and studying and noticing that self-improvement and self-development and escaping from yourself can actually look the same. Now, they look the same, but can actually feel the same inside. You can feel like you are trying to improve yourself, but meanwhile, you're running from who you are exactly, like who you are as a person. But because you feel like, oh, I'm improving myself, no, sometimes you're just escaping from who you are, not improving yourself. So in this video we're going to be talking about the differences so we can understand it better and know which one you are doing for yourself. Self-improvement or improving generally is rooted with you accepting yourself, not rejecting yourself. Now here's just a very layman explanation of this. I want to improve myself because I want to be better. I don't want to improve myself because I feel like I am a terrible person. Do you get it? That's a wild difference. I want to improve myself because I have accepted that this is who I am. But how can I be better? For example, I have accepted that I Oluwatosin overthink things sometimes, right? But how can I be better by not thinking about every little thing, dissecting every little thing someone says, or dissecting every situation? It's different from, oh, I'm an overthinker. How can I not be an overthinker anymore? Do you understand? I'm not rejecting the fact that I am an overthinker. I'm accepting the fact that I'm an overthinker. But how can I be better with the way that I overthink? In fact, how can I even use my overthinking skills in other things? Do you get me? Then I use it in my content. I overthink my content, how I can be better at it. But in situations that my overthinking is not going to help anything, I tone it down. I switch it off, in fact. So every point or every video I've made about self-improvement, self-development is not me trying to come here to tell you change who you are. It's me coming to tell you that accept who you are, but improve. You can be better, right? But don't forget that Daisy, you don't close your past because you want to be this brand new person. It can't work. Why? Because that old you will still show up. So always have it at the back of your mind that improving yourself is you accepting. Escaping is you rejecting yourself. Escaping yourself feels very urgent and anxious. You're always on to the next thing. I have to change. Change is always needed. You need to change all the time. You need another version of you ASAP, like real quick. I want to get to the next version of me. I want to leave this version of me. I need to be the next person. You're never feeling enough with yourself. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's always very easy for us to think that escaping is improving. When you start to feel like you need to be the next version of yourself so urgently, anxiously, you don't give yourself grace. You're not clear about the reason why you want to improve yourself, right? If I'm a person and I'm a person that, I'll continue my example, being overthinking, and I want to be better. I don't want to overthink anymore. That's like the new version of myself, the next version of myself. I've just come to understand that overthinking is just part of who I am, right? So for me to be better, I just need to sit down and be clear with myself. Why do I think I need to really reduce this overthinking? Clarity. Improving yourself comes from clarity. Escaping yourself comes from urgency, anxiousness. Oh, I need to be the next version of myself. You're not enough for yourself. But when you are improving yourself, you already know that I'm enough for myself. I'm okay. I'm good, right? Like I said before, I have started putting my overthinking into other aspects of my life. Why? Because I am enough, good or bad, I am enough for myself. And how can I make this, let's call it talent of overthinking, work for me in other ways? I will put them in other things. I use my overthinking to plan myself. I use my overthinking to plan my day, to plan my week. Why? Because I think so deep like that, right? So I'm not going to escape from the fact that I am an overthinker and try to not be an overthinker, which is being another version, or try to reduce myself, which is me not loving myself, me not being enough for myself because I feel like I want to improve myself. So we see that if we don't calm down and find clarity, we're going to mix improving yourself, ourselves, with escaping ourselves. So there are two different things. One thing I've noticed is healing allows pause, escaping doesn't. Now, if you're trying to heal for something, you're trying to improve yourself from something, you pause and you see, okay, how can I be better? Right? How can I slow down? That slowing down is very important. How can I slow down, rest without guilt? How can I be still? That is growth. That is you trying to change yourself. You're trying to take a pause. But when you're trying to escape yourself, you don't take a pause. Like I said in the previous point, you're always onto the next thing, onto the next version of yourself. Right? So you feel like, oh no, I'm improving. Sometimes you are escaping from who you are. You're trying to be another person entirely, or you're trying to be, I really, really hope that you guys were hearing because my clothes has actually covered it. But you are trying to escape who you are. You are trying to not be that version of you anymore, so you want to be new version of you. What I've just come to understand is that if you don't rest, right, if you cannot rest without feeling like you are behind in your growth, if you cannot sit back and find clarity in whatever it is that you are always running after or trying to improve, that is escape. You're just trying to do things so that you can escape whatever it is that you feel that you are. You can escape whatever it is that you feel like your life is. But when you're trying to improve yourself, you allow growth, you allow healing, you allow stillness. Now, over the years, right, early years, like maybe early 20s or something, that used to be me. But later, when I started sitting back, being calm, tapping into my calmness, tapping into my stillness, pausing before I react, do certain things. I've just come to understand that now this is improvement that will stay with me for my lifetime, right? Because I'm taking time to like heal. I'm taking time to do things without guilt. I'm not doing anything to perform for anybody. I'm not doing anything to even perform for myself. You can actually perform for yourself without knowing that you're performing for yourself, right? I'm not trying to escape from who I am, but I'm pausing to find clarity. I'm pausing to find that, okay, let me sit back and think about this thing clearly. Okay, 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 I get it. You're not sitting back to look at that thing that you are looking for and look at clarity of how to get there, how to be a best version of yourself. Trust me, you are escaping from yourself. If I never had a time where I sat and told myself that if I don't calm down with this my overthinking, I'm just going to be assuming a lot. I'm just going to be giving myself a lot of headache, right? I'm just going to be escaping from the fact that I'm one thinker. Do you understand? So I really sat down and thought about it myself and said, okay, let me pause, let me calm down. Where's this overthinking thing coming from? Why do I overthink things? I had to think about it very, very well. So that helps me to know how to improve myself when it comes to like overthinking, how to switch off the button, how to feel like, okay, I think I need to use my overthinking skills, right? Another difference is improvement makes you to learn from your past. Like I said before, you trying to escape yourself is you forgetting your past, is you criticizing your past. But you trying to improve yourself is you learning from your past. Because no matter who you are today, the improved version of you, the good version of you, blah 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 blah, is from who you were in the past. Either you like it or not. and it's just the truth. Because if you didn't have that version of you in the past, how would you have thought you wanted to be better? Do you understand? So you escaping from who you were before is you just telling yourself that that person was a very, very, very terrible person. You learned a lot from that person. That is why you are able to retract your steps. That is why you're able to say, okay, no, I don't want this. I want this. I want to improve on this. I want to improve on that. Right? So it's always very important to know that improving yourself comes so much from your past. You've learned so much from your past. You don't shame that past. You did those things that you did when you did not have a lot of knowledge or you did not have sense or something. It doesn't mean that person was awful. Those are things that I had to tell myself to that person or that version of me dealt with myself the way I had the knowledge of. That was the knowledge I had at the time. That was the level of knowledge I had at the time. That was why I had to, act that same way. Me saying that I overthink things a lot in the past was because that was the only way I felt like I could process things in my mind. I never thought that I could process things with calmness. Like I said, that was me in the past. But now I am improved. I understand that, okay, it's okay for me to sit in stillness and think about something for like 24 hours if possible, or even 2 hours, 3 hours, even 2 days, right? If possible. And that has really, really helped me, because if I didn't have that knowledge I had in the past, I wouldn't think that this is the better version, and learning from that. But every time you feel like you're criticizing your past, you're criticizing who you were, the old version of you, just know you're trying to escape from yourself. That is you regardless. There are so many versions and so many faces of you that you need to know that, okay, yes, I've grown. That's when you know that, okay, yes, there's growth, there's improvement. One more thing that's helped me to understand this whole self-improvement thing is improvement feels calm. Escaping feels like you're performing, right? Me saying that I had to work on my calmness, I had to tap more on my stillness, I had to tap more on my pausing to react and all that, is because I now understood that if I have to improve in certain things, or I have to be the best version of myself, or improve with myself, I have to calm down. Me performing, oh, I'm a good girl now, I don't overthink things, I don't assume things, is me performing. But me coming down, trying to understand things quietly, I don't have to announce it to anybody that, oh, okay, I'm trying to work on my overthinking. I don't have to announce it to anyone. I'm just understanding it quietly. I'm learning it quietly. And it has made me to understand that self improvement is not noise. Self improvement is not noise. And if you seek validation from like outside, you feel like your growth needs constant validation. Trust me, that is avoidance. That's you trying to avoid who you really are, and trying to feel like, okay, I want validation from people. I want people to be able to say that, oh, yeah, you're very different now. You've really improved. I tell myself that I've really improved. In fact, I got a message recently, I think in December, and someone said something really nice to me. It was like, oh, you've improved, you've changed. Watch my video. First of all, I never thought this person used to watch my video, but when he said that, I had to ask him to like explain more. That's because that is one person that has told me that, oh, you've improved from who you are before and all that. I didn't know, because I wasn't looking for any outside validation. I wasn't looking for it. I just had to work on myself quietly. I had to work on the things that I need to work on, not just only anxiety, but the way that I see things, and the way that I react to things differently. Like, I'm not the person of 5 years ago. I say this all the time, not because I feel like I need a validation, not because I feel like I've done the work, but because I can feel it inside of me that yes, a work has been done inside of me. So if you feel like your self improvement is performative, just know that you are escaping. But if you feel like your improvement is calm, it's quiet, it's just on you, it doesn't need to be proved, you don't have to wait for any validation. Trust me, that is self improvement on the highest level. That is all up. I like to say you don't have to escape or run away from who you are. Where the true growth happens is where you meet yourself with honesty, where you tell yourself, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that. You're honest with yourself and you meet yourself there and you start the work there. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe, leave a comment for me, tell me something, tell me anything, anything. Honestly, I really appreciate it. Follow me on my social media. The handles will be in my description. You guys need to start following me on there too. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.